I was muted that entire time. Nothing like being muted at the start of the stream to get things kicking off. Well, anyway, hello, I'm Zolarloon. I'm a game developer, musician, artist, and all that stuff. I do stuff, and I usually stream it, or not usually, but sometimes I stream it, and this is one of those times. And so, yeah, this is interesting. We have people in the chat saying hello, so hello to everybody who's watching me. Really do appreciate you stopping by if you have the time. And Aaron Morris in particular says some very kind things. I really do appreciate it. All of my viewers, and it's very nice. Thank you very much. Now I should be audible, I believe. All right, so anyway, hello and thank you very much for stopping by. I'm Solarloon. I'm an independent game developer, musician, programmer, all that kind of stuff, and I'm going to be working on a project in Go today. Wasn't really planning on this like last week. I didn't really have any real inclination to do this, but as time went on, we started working on a mock-up on the last stream for a game, and it turned out pretty well. And so I thought, well, why not, try to make it into something? And so this is what we got. And I kept working on it a little bit since the stream was finished. Actually, let me do something real quick just to make sure that this doesn't tear. We don't want any tearing here. I believe that should do it. But yeah, I worked on a little bit of the GUI, like how the GUI would look. I thought this was a cool design where basically it's kind of like speech bubbles, and it's very clean. It's very consistent with the rest of the world, the design of the rest of the world. I made this little platform that basically you could theoretically ride up to get between levels. I thought this would be an interesting design for a building if it was like a canister that was like holding up some sort of like augmented reality sphere that like displayed things or something like that. And so I thought that it would be interesting if like information went around the sphere like that, like around it like that. And so it would like have text going around it. And I also added a background, which is a very kind of abstract vaporwave-esque simplistic shapes background, and also a nice little gradient to indicate daytime or nighttime. And so I thought that would be really cool. I'm not sure if there will be a day-night cycle in the game, but if there is, this would be tight if it looked like this. Yeah, so we have quite a bit done, and so I thought it would be fun to kind of start implementing some of these things, some of these assets into the game. And the general idea I think that I liked for the concept is basically it's a platforming survival game. So you have kind of the standard platform elements, like maybe wall jumping or wall sliding, jumping, running, maybe some basic combat, or maybe projectiles, things you can throw, something like that. And then also there's survival elements like heat and cold, like, you know, food, that kind of stuff. It'd be an interesting game to kind of have to balance these two things, because naturally part of being or playing a platforming game is like platforming, right? It's exploration. So what better, I mean, like, you know, those kind of two genres kind of go together, right? Like platforming, you explore a lot, and when you're surviving, trying to survive, you can't stay still because you're trying to gather resources, which means you explore a lot as well. And so you kind of are doing the same thing, just unintentionally. So I think it'd be an interesting idea to kind of merge them together. So we'll see how that actually works. I would need some rather more natural tiles to kind of design out the non-developed part of the game. This is basically a city, but it's still, I think, a cool idea for a game, and I'd like to see if I could make it work. So we'll start on just the basic systems here. Bundi says, I like that new effect on the stream starting soon text, by the way. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so this is going to be interesting. I started this a little bit, but I haven't really done too much, so I figure why not just start from scratch so people can kind of see the process. And we'll see how far we get in a couple hours. I believe Nintendo's also going to be releasing or streaming their character reveal at like 4 p.m. PST, which is in an hour and 45 minutes, which is going to be interesting. Oh, pardon me. So that's gonna be fun. Let's undo that, actually. All right, so we're gonna start just a brand new project here. We're not even gonna work from an existing one. So this is gonna be a new project. This is going to be Orion. We'll call the project just Orion. That should be fine. There we go. And then we're going to need a terminal, and we're gonna go ahead and call go mod init. There we go. solarloon.com/Orion. Cool. We're gonna make a new file, main.go, package main, func main. All right, and we're gonna use LD10 for this, which should work. I'm just writing some basic boilerplate, kind of error. Okay. So, and we want to use the V2 version of LD10, which is the more recent version of LD10 here. And so, KO331 says, what's your words per minute? I haven't checked in a little while, but it's probably like somewhere like 90 to 100. It was like 90 to 100 when I had a different keyboard that had a 10 key at the right side of the keyboard, but since I got a reduced one, I'm still not used to typing the numbers at the top, so it's it kind of got down, it kind of went lower. But when I was like really comfortable with my keyboard and I had been using it for like, you know, a few years, I was like upwards of 90 to 100 words per minute, as I recall. But other people out there can type even faster. Let's get some music going before I forget. Always good to have some tunes in the background. And hopefully everybody's doing well on their side as well. All of my people in the stream. Okay. Oh, and actually this might be a little small. Let's make this a little bigger so you can, yeah, see it a little bit easier. Yeah. All right. So Noah S is what up? What's up? How's it going? So I've been I've worked with Go before for game development or application development with Masterplan. And so I have some ideas of basically the kind of boilerplate stuff we're going to be needing to implement and create here. So first things first, we're going to need a game, right? A game struct for LD10 to run, as you can see. So we're going to say, let's see, type game struct. Doesn't really need anything right now. And we're going to define an update function that returns an error, which returns nil for now. And then also we need a draw function that draws on a screen, which is an Ebiton image, and then we also need a layout function that takes a width and height and returns a width and height. And the game will be, let's say, 320 by 240. That's fine. And so we're gonna make a new game. Like so. Whoops. Like. Why am I there? Why there? Okay. Like so. And then we're gonna plug it in there. And then we call run. It'll go ahead and download Ebiton. And put it over on the right side of the screen, on my right screen. But it works. Very nice. Cool. So what we're gonna do here, let me do something really quick, which is tweaks. Because I have a tweak installed, and this is on Pop! OS, which is an Ubuntu-based Linux distribution. I have a tweak installed, an extension called Put Windows, that basically I have tweaked to place Windows on my right screen, which is cool because usually it puts it right in the center. We don't probably want that there. We're gonna tweak this a little bit. I think we want to basically put the window when it pops up on the right third of the screen, somewhere over here, and then we'll have the code over there. That way we can kind of yeah, maybe just up here would be good, and then we could just put this here like so. That might be good. Yeah. So we'll say we want maybe like 20% of the width, 20% of the height. Put it over like 80% of the way over. Let's try that. And as for why, it'll be a little bit more clear when we kind of get there. Screen 2. Oh, and we want to save this. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly correct. Is this? Yeah, that's exactly where we want it. Okay. So with this the way it is, when we run it, it'll just pop up in the upper right corner. Excellent. And the reason why we do that is because I found a tool called Reflex, which basically will allow us. Let's go back to. I'm navigating to the project here. Right there it is. Which basically will allow us to monitor our source tree, and then when any files change, it'll go ahead and run a command, which in this case is go run /. So basically, if we go ahead and just like create a new terminal and we say /reflex, it'll start the service and it'll go ahead and put the game out there. Now if we go ahead and say like, oh, we want, say like we want to maybe 320 by like, well, this won't actually change anything. Like let's say we do this, ebiton.set title, window title, and we say Orion, save. It'll recompile, and now it's Orion up there at the top, so that's great. So this kind of makes it a little bit smoother for programming and stuff. It's not a huge difference, but it's a slight difference. All right, so what we're gonna do then, we're going to, oh wait. The Coolin says, hey, what's up, what up, what's up? What's up, how's it going? Hi, I hope everyone's doing well, and yeah, I'm doing fine. Thank you very much for asking. Noah S says, any ideas what you're gonna make? Probably this, this mock-up. I'm gonna try to make it a real thing, and we'll see how far we kind of get. So we have basically a bunch of tiles already. We have some interactivity with the player and the other characters. We have collision. So we have things to implement already, and we're gonna implement it. All right, so let's go back to the first one because we need to. Actually, we don't need this in a second. Yeah, we can just do it here. Yeah, so we have quite a bit to implement. So the first things first we're going to need to do is, let me put this, let's see. We're gonna need a player, we're gonna need, yeah. But before we do that, we're gonna need to be able to load resources. So let's make a resources file, which basically will mean handling resources. So package name, and we'll make it a resource struct. We'll make a function that says load resource, turns a resource, which is nil for now, and we'll make a map of string to resource. Resources. Okay, so this is the general outline that we're gonna work with. That basically will allow us to load resources like levels, images, all that stuff, and it'll put it in a map, in a global map, indexed by string. So if you call like, oh, we need to load like the player PNG, it'll be available here. So we'll go ahead and create a new folder. We'll call this assets. That's where we'll put in all of our levels and images and sounds and stuff. And we'll make one for graphics and another one for sounds. And another one for maps. Actually, maps can be fine. Because LDtk, we're going to be using that for our level design. LDtk basically puts it like directly smack dab in the project file. Like it's one file. It doesn't really make sense to make a folder for the maps because it's in a basically like not a zip file, but it's kind of like that in that all the levels are in there. So that's fine, all the areas. So this is good. So the general idea is that basically if we want to load a resource, it'll return the resource and then we just transform it when necessary and then we can go ahead and use it. So we're going to try this. We're going to say, okay, we want to draw the player sprite, right? So we'll say like player sprite equals load resource. And it'll take a path of like assets, graphics, player, .png. Okay. So that's basically what we're looking for. So when we go over here, we say we want a path, right? So that's still going to be a string. And then what we want to do is basically say blank exists equals resources resource path. So basically, if it doesn't exist, then we want to load it. So then we say, okay, resources resource path equals resource. So res equals new resource. Okay. So we're creating a new resource, putting it in the resources map, and then we want to return in there. For now, we're not going to handle like we tried to load and it didn't load for some reason. We're just going to assume that basically it always loads just for now. So we have the resource, etc., etc. This is pretty solid. So let's go ahead and actually give ourselves something to work with. We're going to go ahead and grab our player character here, which is this guy. Let's say they fit in 24 by... Well, let's give ourselves some room. Let's say, is it 32 by 32 players, right? Okay, there we go. Boom. We're going to save this. We're going to put it into our assets, graphics. We're going to call this player. Whoops, actually, I want to make sure that everything's not case... Basically, it's... Because on Linux, everything's case sensitive, right? So just make things simple. Everything's going to be lowercase. So it's player lowercase right up here. And we're going to go ahead and export this as player.png. Okay. So let's go back. So now when we say we want to load player.png, we basically want to see what kind of load it should be, right? So like load image, for example. Let's see. There's a couple ways we could do this. We could like, I guess the simplest way is just to check the what's this? Let me think, hold on. Because I'm thinking like if we want to export like animations, right? When we export it, the player image, it's gonna be like player.json as well. So it might be better to just make a function specifically for loading images that basically will return, yeah, let's do it like that. So this would be a function for loading an image. I'm trying to think of the right way to do this. Load resource. So load image calls load resource. And then we just put the data in there. I guess I'll do that. So data is going to be an interface. Okay. And so we want to like say load image path string returns everything.image. So what this is going to do, let's not overcomplicate it. Let's just do one thing at a time, and then we can kind of extrapolate out or make it better as needed. So we'll just make the load image function because that's what we're working with right now. So basically, we're gonna make a new resource and put it into the data field. So We're going to use the ebutin util for now, ebutin util package to go ahead and load our path, which is going to be resource path. And it returns an ebutin image, and an error. So we're going to disregard the errors, the error and the, well, let's do it like this. res.data, let's do it. Image blank error equals, and then we say if yeah, errors nil, line error. Okay, image and say runs. Actually, this won't work. We need it to be like this. Res.data equals image. Okay, there we go. Resource. Okay, resource.data dot everything. Okay, there we go. So we should be good now. Can't. Oh yeah. Alright, cool. So what this should all do is basically allow us to make a system where we can go ahead and load an image and work with it. So we'll say screen.draw image, player SPR, and for options we want like draw image options. Oh wait, load resource. Load image, okay. Alright. Didn't work. Why? It's because, oh, the map hasn't been instantiated. There we go. Now I didn't work. Screen information. I think it's because this is nil. Why is this nil? It's because this is data is okay. Data. Unknown image format. Oh, I see. We have to go ahead and import image PNG, I think. I believe we have to import the image package and the PNG. Yeah, there we go. PNG little sub package because we have to basically decode PNG because we're using PNG files. So we're good. So we have our guy drawn right there. And now if we go ahead and like say like, oh, we want to like have a smaller screen, right? Like 120, like 160 by 120. Save. Reloads. Now you should be a lot bigger, yeah, because it's a 160 by 120 screen in here. We probably want the screen to be resizable. So set window resize. True. There we go. Now we can resize it. Excellent. We probably want like a probably want 16 by 9. So 320 by maybe 180. All right. Let's try filling the background so we can kind of see what we're working with. Screen.fill before we draw anything. This will be color.rgba. And we probably are going to be working with like a 20, 30, 40, 255. I think it's fine. True Velocity says, how's it going? It's going well, thank you. Oh, oops. Went to my wrong screen. Very nice. Let's see. Let's see. Noah S says, why not make this in GOTO? I don't know if I like GOTO. I'm not certain I like GOTO. I feel like GOTO might be over-engineering for a lot of games, and I talk about this over in different streams. I mentioned things like this, so I don't want to just like rehash it. But it feels to me like maybe I prefer to work with code as opposed to working with game engines, because game engines are, you know, they're nice when they're visual, and if you're making games that are very visual, maybe if I was making like a card game or a game with a lot of UI elements, I would want GOTO. But it feels like even then, there's a lot of things in GOTO that it's hard to wrap your mind around. A lot of things in GOTO that you have to kind of like balance and you have to keep aware of in order to really use it to the best of its ability. And I feel like making a game by hand, from scratch, with code, you kind of know it better. You know, you're not really sideswiped by things outside of your control as much. For the most part, it's going to be things that you know you're doing. Like, you know how to code this, you know how you're coding that, and then you end up with the result that you expect. Because you're working with less pieces. It feels like it's just easier to grok, or easier to kind of grasp. For me, you know, other people might prefer GOTO or Unity or Unreal or GameMaker or whatever. Those are fine, but I feel like I feel like I might like Go more. Boondy says, if you ever want both code and an engine, you could probably try Monogame or something. Yeah, that's true. Pixel, I believe, with Go has is more of an engine. It's code, but I believe it's more of an engine. Monogame, like you mentioned. Maybe I could try Monogame one day. That's kind of my area of area of interest. Okay. So we're good. We're good. Okay. It's a little small. It'd be nice if it was a little bigger. Let's see if we can tweak that in the tweak for this. Extensions. Windows. Alright, we just want this to be like a little bit bigger if we can. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. So now, that's good. So what we want to do is basically, we want to be able to create a player, right? Stepping back a little bit, we want to be able to swap out different levels. So there's going to be at least different levels visualized on screen at any given time. So we're going to make a level here, and so we're going to put that here. Package main, type level, struct, new level, there is level. Okay. Okay. That's a good start. We're gonna need a link to the game though. Okay. Okay, not level, new level. This to be new game, and since we have a constructor, we can move this stuff into the constructor here. Right, makes sense to kind of do that stuff there. Okay. Yeah, so we should be good. We're gonna go ahead and move the player out of here and move that to his own existence here. So we're gonna make a new file. It's gonna be player.go. Name. Type player struct. For now, I mean, we could change this a little bit. Maybe the player would be some sort of generalized component or entity or something like that. I'm not really interested in wasting time on thinking about that kind of stuff unnecessarily. We can kind of get going, and then we can kind of refactor our code as necessary as we see we need more changes. So we're just gonna hold the sprite directly for the player in the player struct, and it's an Ebiton image. We actually don't need to do that now that I think about it. We don't need to do that because we already are holding it in the resources, so we can just draw it. So we'll go ahead and say p player draw screen image, and we also need an update. All right, This needs to return a player. All right, and that's basically it. So we're gonna save this. We're good. Okay. We definitely want to have a player here. Right, there we go. Okay. Level.player.update. Player.draw. Stream. All right. Okay, and then we're just going to do this here. We're going to say sprite equals load image, assets, graphics, player.png, and then we just want to draw the image directly. Save. Okay. So this should put our player back on screen. It does not. Why does it not? Oh, we're not calling update on the level. There we go. So g.level.update. Oh, and we still want to return nil, and then g.level.draw. And you know, this is boilerplate stuff. Oh, screen. This is boilerplate stuff, and you might think like if you work with an engine, you wouldn't have to worry about this. But the upside about this kind of thing is that you have control. So like if we said, okay, what if we wanted to make like a Lucretia says solar. I come in and the music is just bopping. Hello. And thank you very much. True Velocity says this music is a vibe. Fantastic to hear. Let's see. Dislaz says, why use Golang as opposed to something like C#, C++, C, or Hacks? Hacks, the tooling is not particularly great in my opinion. It seems like that's probably the weakest part. Like the engine, the language itself, and you know, the ability to make games that you can like put on the web and you know compile for different languages, like that's all really great. And I know that people have successfully used hacks before to make games, but like in my investigation of hacks on even this Ubuntu based distribution, it's kind of awkward. It's just like there's a lot of different, it seems like the tooling is not as like together as it really should be. It seems like it should be a very simple, but it's just like it's kind of awkward. C, C++, C#, I'm not familiar with them. Go is simple, it's easy to pick up, and it's clean to look at. Let's see. Yeah, so anyway, I was going to say the upside of having this ability to like really control your framework and your backend, how the game runs, is that like you can do things like, okay, let's say we want to pause levels, you know, and store them in memory, so that you can have things like, you know, persistent levels really easily. Well, you know, you can do that very simply, or you can not do that. Like you have that option. Like if you're making a game like Bubble Bobble or you know, an arcade game where basically you just go from level to level, you can just you know, destroy forget the previous level, replace it with a new level, and then go with that. Or you can store that in memory and hold on to it. So you have that kind of control, whereas other engines might be like, this is kind of how you're supposed to do it, you know, this is how you want to approach it. Like you kind of have more control as to how the game works, and that control is on a very fundamental level. So I like that. I like that level of control. Okay, so this is good. Our player's up here. So now what we want to do is basically be able to move him. So we're going to give him, for now we're going to give him a set of positions. This is just going to be float 64s, and we're going to use the draw options. Oops. Actually, we want this here. We're going to just translate the draw options by his X and Y position, and then in update we'll just say X plus equal 1. We can kind of see him moving. There we go. So that's good. Now what we'll do is we probably want to be able to move him around, right? And we want to give him some sort of collision geometry. So we can use resolve for this. I'm either going to use resolve or something else. So let me go ahead and look something up here. I was thinking either resolve, which is my own like, you know, collision checking library, or Box2D, which it looks like there's a port of Box2D for Go. It's relatively recent, yeah. Yeah, let's see. Is it pure? This is a Go port of Box 2D. Port complete based on the 2017. Okay, so it looks like it might be pure Go, which is good. All right, so we might go with this because while my engine is fine, or my my own collision detection stuff is fine, this might work too. So let's see if we can use this, even though I'm unfamiliar with this completely. We can still give it a shot, see what happens. There's no wiki here, so it looks like it's going to be basically just following the source code of the original Box 2D. Okay. And I think I have a general idea of what it would look like. Yeah, create a world, create a box, yeah, create a body def, create a body. It seems like a lot of, well, maybe we could go with my own, because it's relatively simple. Yeah, it's relatively simple, and it's not too complicated. Let me think. Thinking is part of the process, too. Let's actually also add the ability to restart the level, which should be here. The idea is basically we just call a new level with the same game. So I guess actually that's a game level thing. So update we say if LD10 or input util dot is key just pressed LD10 dot key r key dot level equals new level. Okay. Oh, gee. All right, so that should basically allow us to restart the game at will. Okay, we're good. I think we're gonna probably go. The thing about Box 2D is that, like, it's relatively complicated. It's not, I mean, it's not complicated, but it is more than I'm used to. Simulating the world, floats time step, okay. Let's see, precision generations. Precision. Alright, let me think. Let me take a look at LDtk real quick. Because we're going to need to basically design it around our... we're going to need to design it around our map, right? So let's start with that. Let's start making our map. It's going to be a new project. We're going to go ahead and put it in Orion assets. There we go. Let's go to, we can close this. Let's go to a sprite. We're going to start kind of tearing some of these tiles out here. The tile, so we're just gonna go ahead and pull it up. We're gonna go with like maybe 256 by 256. Oh, I didn't grab the tile here. There we go. Did I not? There we go. Okay. So we have that. We're gonna need. I'd like to grab this. Okay. Put this down there. There we go. Okay. We're gonna need these walls. Oh, this entire. Oh, I was wondering what happened. Okay. Let's do that real quick. So yeah, it's easier to grab. Okay. right, we're good. Let's grab these. Objects. This is gonna move, so I think it's probably okay to just grab this entire thing, move it to here. Yeah. How this is gonna work is a little bit unknown to me. I think this part will just scroll. Is it? I think it loops. Does it loop? No, it doesn't. Okay. It doesn't loop. If we can get it to the point where it loops, though, then we can basically just make this draw underneath the platform and then just scroll it vertically, basically. So we'll call this a platform. We'll call this a platform, or gear platform. This is called tile set. And this might be good to start with. Where are we here? We have this with them. GUI test. Read this. Okay. Go back to tile set. This here. Okay. So we have a few things we can use for tiles. Let's see. Ziotic says, hello, what are you working on today? Hi, I'm working on a game in GOTO. Or, not in GOTO, in Golang. It is a platformer? We'll see when we get there, but I think it's going to be a kind of survival platformer. It's going to be interesting. So we want to select our tile set here, which is this one. Alright, we got some extracted tiles. We're good. And then we're going to need a tile layer. Now we don't actually need. Let's do it with an integer grid. That way we can easily detect like collisions, but then also we can do like auto tiling off of this. So this will be, we'll call it solids. We'll just call it ground actually. Grid values. This is ground, or no, solids. Yeah, and then we have ground and we have platforms. Which is going to be, reds. Yeah, let's go with like a light color. Auto layer tile set is going to be tile set, and we should be good. So now we're going to go to rules and we're going to create some groups. So this is going to be the ground group first. And so it's going to be this. Yeah, either one of those two. Yeah, there we go. And then we want another one that is the edge, like that. So basically this here, when there's a block there and there's not a block here, this is the edge. And we do want it to flip. Okay, so let's see how that works. Yeah. That's basically correct. Let's see, we also want this. Okay, yeah, that's better. Yeah, okay, we're good. Let me go ahead and take a look here at this. So the thing that's interesting, and then we also want that like knocked up version every once in a while. The thing that's interesting, I'm trying to think here. No, I guess that's fine. Yeah, it seems fine. Oh, it's, yeah, I was gonna say what's below it. Okay. So this will be the underside, basically. Alright, so we go back over here. We'll just make this another rule. We go to use this tile when basically there's tiles all around. Or a tile at least above. There we go. Okay. Better. So we also want a wall, which is going to be this. When we know this, we want this. Let's see. Yeah, we want a rectangle tile actually. Here we want this one. Here we want this one. Hold on, I'm figuring this out. So is it just like this here? Oh, okay. Got it. Alright, so we want... Yeah. Oh, I see. So this is... Right. Okay, so we want this rectangle to be here when... Yeah, it's like that. And... Nothing here. I'm getting there. It's close. So when there's a block, that might be it, and then nothing here. Okay, that might be it. And then we want this to flip. All right. And then we also have... I don't think we can do that. Yo, wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, we can't do that. I was like, maybe we can? Alright, so we're getting there. We ideally would have this work automatically entirely. Pre Velocity says, when do I in the stream? Usually a couple hours in, so by like 4:30, 5, somewhere around there. Jacob Field says, what program is this? This is LDtk. It's a tile map editor. The Cool says, question, have you ever used free assets as placeholders to build a game and later change them with original art? Would this be a recommended process? I think that's fine. I think I don't usually. I usually make my art as I'm making the game. But you totally can do that. That's not a bad thing to do. It's just a matter of making sure that you remember to do so afterward. All right, so this is almost there. We just need to give ourselves some room. We want this. I think it might be, yeah. I think what we want to do is probably just this. And then we want another rule. Can we duplicate this? Yeah. We want another rule where basically it turns to this when there's blocks above it and below it. Okay, yeah, this should be 5. So there's, yeah, blocks above it and below it, but not, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty good. Let me see here. If we look at our example, so it ends and then, yeah, it just turns to black. So let's go ahead and grab this tile. Well, this is the same thing, it's just this, so we'll just do that. There we go. All right, so now we go back over here. We want this. Let's duplicate this. We want this. So we want this when maybe actually let's back up. So we have this. We want this only when all right, well, I think this is fine for the last default. That should be fine. And then the ends are more important. So this end, we want this, or no, wait, we want this one here. We want this end here when basically it's going and there's nothing to the left, right? Or right. And then we want this one when there's nothing to the left. I think that's probably it. And then this is here when this, where's this one? Here when like that. This is here. It's so close. This might be good, yeah, just as the last default. This is fine. This needs to work. So we want this when something like this should work, because basically this is filled. Oh wait. Thanks. Okay. So that is almost correct. It might be better to separate this out into two different parts, like one for walls and one for ground. Yeah, that's probably fine. It's probably easier to just do that than to have this so complex. Let's do that. We're gonna go ahead and take this over to layers. So this will be platforms. This will be walls. Okay. So now let's go back to tile sets, or no way, rules. And we want to, can we duplicate this? Yeah. We duplicate the group. Okay, so this is going to be for, yeah, okay. So this is the walls, right? Yeah. So let's delete these. Okay. And then this will be for the openings. And these can go. Alright. So now we just have walls and we have ground. Okay, so walls go here. It's invisible, I know. Alright, so now we go back to rules, walls, and we're looking for walls here instead. Okay. So yeah. All right, so now we're gonna go back to walls. I guess then, oh. If I put the walls on the back, then this would automatically work, wouldn't it? I'm still thinking. I'm still trying to come up with the, because if I just did this, then when you put wall, yeah, that's probably just easier. I think I'm resolving this, but just give me some time to think about it a little bit more. Okay, so we have walls here. Okay. I guess we need probably another rule that's just like pure darkness. And that should be down here. So this is ground. Yeah, and then nothing. And this is, let's see, wall. It flips. Okay, so boom, and then past this point, this shouldn't be recreating this. So both of these have the same problem, actually. I'm not do that. So wall. Oh, okay, that's it. Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Right, and then this should be... Okay. Oh. That's the color in the... I was selecting the wrong thing. Okay, there we go. Kyo says, is coding hard? Sometimes. Banjo says, are we still working on the modern Metroidvania? Yeah. Let's see. The Coolin says, awesome. Of course I would remember to replace the assets with original art. You might, I mean, AAA studios forget. So I wouldn't say you would necessarily remember. It's possible. It's possible to forget. Okay, so this should work. Alright, so we just have to clean up the little bit at the end, but that's basically it. Then the platforms, or not the platforms, the ground comes in here like this. I'm thinking... Oh, yeah, right. And then the ground could just be basically wherever this is. If this doesn't work, then it becomes the other tile if it's basically next to a wall. Okay, so we just duplicate this rule. And... we might need it a little bit bigger. But we say basically... if there's a wall here, then this becomes this one. That should work. So I guess this actually comes up first. Yeah. Okay, that's... Okay, yeah, that's basically it. Actually, I think it's... Yeah, it's not quite right, but this is fine for now. This is fine for now. Yeah, this is fine for now. Okay. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just trying to basically get it in there, and then we can refine it later. Okay. I also need some platforms, which is going to be interesting because basically... Okay, so platforms should, like the way that platforming, oh, I'm sorry, Kyo, I forgot to answer your question. Is coding hard? Yeah, sometimes it's hard, but sometimes it's always fun. It's just a matter of basically coming up with things and thinking. That's really the hardest part, is just thinking. Yeah, not hard. Rectangle tiles. Not hard, but not particularly. It's not hard. It's not hard all the time. It's hard sometimes. Oh. Okay, there we go. Somebody's car outside was honking. Let me make sure that's not mine. Now that I think about it, maybe someone's trying to steal my car. Let me check. I'll be right back. All right, there we go. We're back. Okay, so yeah, this is there we go. As it turns out, it was not anyone trying to steal my car. Oh, this is such a jam. I forgot. Okay, so what we want to be able to do is basically place platforms like this, because we might want larger ones or smaller ones, right? So we want this platform to display correctly depending on how wide it is. So let's go back 3. So we want it to be like that. Yeah, but we also want it to stretch. So I guess we actually want it to be something like this. That one there. This one here, and then this one here. There we go. Okay. Yeah, cool. There's legs. We won't do that in here, I think. It's probably better to do it elsewhere because well, oh, yeah, that's true. I guess that would be the right way to do it. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna make a new rule. I'm still getting a hang of this like system. It's weird to be sure. It's interesting. We want this to be probably down here. Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting problem. Like basically solving things. Let's see. Thanks. All right. I suppose it should actually look right. So I'm making my, doing my best to make it actually look correct. You don't actually need that. You don't need this. Okay. All right, so we want to have this. It's symmetrical. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll just smoosh this over so it is symmetrical. I'm not sure what. Oh, it's because this is not contiguous. Okay, we're good. All right, so this should give us a general kind of easier time. Oops. All right, so we got this. Yeah, right. Okay. So we can do that. We can do this. Yeah. I'd like it. No, maybe this is fine because I want oh, we don't have the supports. Right. Okay, that's correct. Yeah, that's fine. Even though I do want these in there, maybe we can do that with tiles on top or something, because basically sometimes we want actual platforms like this. Okay, well this is definitely a start. It's not perfect, but it's definitely a start to kind of getting the idea across. Okay. Let's make a entity layer. That should be fine. Actually, the entities are. Let's go back. I guess that's fine. Although the entities are 32 by 32, I believe. And then we'll make a new entity that will be. Or maybe, wait, hold on. Can I make the entity? Oh, I can. Okay, never mind. The entity can be, the player can be 32 by 32, but the grid can still be 16. Okay. We're good. Perfect. And we don't need to, yeah. All right, we'll put the player there. All right, so that's definitely a start, So let's go back to Visual Studio Code. We're gonna go ahead and actually import this. So this is gonna be the LDtk Go project. Okay, so finding it. All right, so we want to actually work with this, and we're going to need a renderer as well. So this is going to be the renderer, which is the LDtk go.renderer. Or actually renderer. Okay. Make this actually look a little bit better. File. Is it just right there? Yeah, Orion, yeah. We'll just call it project instead. Let's go back over here. There we go. Let's make sure that we're saving it correctly. Project.LDtk, cool. All right, so that should be good. LDtk go. This doesn't work because it gives an error. Okay. Okay, LBG. Level down. All right. Cool. So at least it loads. There's no problems there. Then we're going to need a renderer for the screen. And we're going to render out the first level. And it doesn't work because... oh, it couldn't load the image? No? Yeah, I think it's because it couldn't load the image. Yeah. Okay, so why couldn't it load the image? Tile sets. Couldn't load the tile set. I think it couldn't load the tile set because... actually, let me take a look at something real quick. Let's see. Was it unable to load the tile set path? Huh. This is weird. Let me try this. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, the tile set path is blank. That's strange. What? Graphics slash... oh. Oh, it's relative. That's right. The path is relative. The path is relative. I forgot. Okay. Well, this is interesting. So the way that this works is that basically when we load things, it loads just directly from, by default, directly relative to the directory, but we need to basically go into the assets directory first because it's relative to the project, to the LDtk project, which means that I need to alter this loader. What would be the best way to do that? Okay, let's yeah, okay, got it. All right, let's do it like this. So the way the renderer works, we're going to tweak it to work a little bit better. We're going to basically add a base path. Base path string. There we go. And then also we're going to make you make your own loader. There we go. Then over here, oh wait, let's open a new window. Over here in LDtk Go example, we're gonna go to main and we're gonna make a new disk loader. And by default, it's right there, yeah. Is it from disk? Is that right? New image, load image, new image from file. Okay. New image from file? Yeah. All right, so this should work for us in the example. Yeah, okay, still works. And then base path. Okay, so we want to use file path dot join dot base path with file set path. Now separating them. Let me check something real quick. This is something I hadn't considered in the process. Oh wait, Jacob Field says, I remember you used Raylib Go bindings. What prompted to switch to Ebiton? Nothing really. I mean, it's just a different way to make games. I thought Ebiton is a way to make it in pure Go as opposed to like using C a lot. Although I'm not sure if Ebiton uses C at any point in the process of displaying things to screen. It uses GLFW for the framework for the backend. So I figured like it must use C at some point, but I don't know. So like I don't know. I just thought that Ebiton would be an interesting approach. It's an interesting. Also, let me put myself over here. That's better. Because I was partially blocking the terminal. Okay. All right, so I think we're good here. But let me take a look. Here we go. I want to take a look at project.LDtk relative path. So it uses the / here. I wonder if that's because I'm on Linux, or is that just what it always uses? It uses a / for the relative path. Let's fix this in a couple of ways. Let's open yet another window and go to LDtk Go base. And what we want to do is go to tileset path. Now I'm wondering if it would be better, and this is per layer, I wonder if it would be good if we were to go to load bytes and say layer.tileset path equals file path dot from /. So this way we can ensure from / returns the result of replacing each / character in path with a separator character. So basically this ensures that it's always going to be / or / as is necessary for the operating system on which you're using this, you're working. So like for that I think that's right. I'm pretty sure that's correct. I believe that's correct. Let's assume it is, because like you check out LDtk Go, right? You're working with your own project on your computer. You export it or build it on a Mac. It should give you the Mac /. But I'm thinking about cross compilation. I think that should still work. All right. So I think we're good. And then for the Ebiton renderer, we have the loader. It asks you to make a loader for loading tile sets. Tile set loader should be an instance of a struct designed to return Ebiton image tile set requested. Okay, So that should be good. So now, set tile set. Okay, we're good. Okay, set. It sets it. Load, right? Okay. All right, so we should be good. Now what we're gonna do, and we fix this, right? So, yeah. Let's do a quick check here. I just want to make sure this is actually fixed. Let's say we put our oh, but we have to re-export the tile set. That's okay. We'll leave this the way it is. I believe it's fixed, and we'll just try basically using this in our game and seeing if it actually does solve the problem. So we want to replace this with our local copy. Yeah, not enough. Exactly, perfect. So we want to make our own this loader, and it's going to be based off of the assets directory. Yo, it didn't crash, so I think we're good. Cool, fantastic. So let's see, renderer is rendering. Okay, so the way that this the Epiton renderer works in LDtk Go is basically we render it out to images and then we draw them later. So here we just loop through l.ldt or renderer.rendered layers, screen.draw image layer layer, and then draw options. Okay, so that should get the layers drawing. Yo, there it is. Perfection, absolutely perfect. All right, so we're kind of up and running here. Like that's kind of most of it. So I'm gonna push these changes to the loader to my GitHub repository shortly. Yeah, but that should be it. That should be good. Okay. So now we need to actually make the player like fall and interact with stuff, which is kind of what I didn't like go into. I didn't really do much with that. Like I was like, well, let's work on something else first. But this is a critical part of the process. So, oh, that's what I should have done. Oh. See, because I'm not used to this. I'm not used to LDtk. I'm more used to like tiled, where you're working with things a little bit more differently. But I think yeah, but is there? Let me see something, because it seems like there's a couple of ways to do this kind of a concept where you have collidable objects. And we're doing this with auto tiles when really we probably could just not do this with auto tiles. It would be completely fine if I were to just manually make the world. Let me see something here. What if I were to make a new entity? We'll just say this is like a solid object, right? Yeah, you can't really like click and drag. So this isn't the way you're supposed to make like solid objects. This is for things like interactables, enemies, that kind of stuff. Okay. So then what we want to do, move that there. What we want to do, oh wait. Yeah, okay. What we want to do then is work with this kind of a concept, but can we create a layer that basically just shows up like a straight up color? No. Okay, so it always has to be shown somehow. Okay. So what if, oh wait, Afix says, I was watching your the sprite stream last night. I think you can make the aliens look more alien if their eyes were vertical instead of horizontal. That's true. That's true. They could be different. So what if there was something like this? Well, that doesn't really look that more alien. That looks more like they're just normal, just kind of chipper. Maybe we could go with like something like that. Although now it makes them look a little bit more angry. It's an interesting idea, definitely. What if we could do something like that? Although now they look sad. I don't know, it doesn't really come through that well. Okay, so we'll have to come back to that later. Yeah, so I'm wondering if basically tile stacking. I'm wondering if it would be better, because this isn't bad. Tile sets. I'm thinking that basically what we probably will want to do is just, let's get rid of this, is just like maybe we don't even want an auto layer tile set. Rain Maverick says, I just think he has sunglasses. Maybe, I guess you could see it as sunglasses. Yeah, it kind of looks sunglassesy. Like, how would I want it to look if you had sunglasses? Maybe like that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Maybe he will have sunglasses. Like, how few characters in games have sunglasses? As cool of a thing is, of the visual is, very few characters in games have sunglasses. All right, so I think what we're gonna do. So I'm trying to think of the right, like the best way to kind of get this up and running, because I don't want to take too much time, and we're gonna have to change some things around because the platforms, I placed them like this, but that includes their legs, right? We don't want that. We don't want that kind of a design. We want basically, you know, that to be the platform, and then the legs are just drawn on after the fact almost. There's a lot to think about in game development. Let's keep going. All right, so we have our things importing. Everything looks fine. It's just a matter of actually interacting with the objects in the world. And in order to do that, what we want to do is make a function that basically takes these grid points and turns them into solid objects. The ground working the way it does kind of makes sense. Platforms, not so much. Walls, not really either. So let's do this, because we're still kind of like figuring out how we want everything to work. So let's go ahead and make some changes. We're gonna remove the walls and the platforms, as much work as that was to get into working. We're just gonna have solids, right? We're gonna have solid, and this is gonna be, yeah, just solids. We want to delete everything, put the player down. We're not even supposed to have the solid entity here. Let's remove that. All right, so then we have solid, and that is ground. Yeah, and see, that's the problem. Okay, we're good. We're good. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Okay, let's just do this. We're going to... Oh, wait. I don't believe... Let me check something real quick. I don't believe visibility is, yeah, exported. So we can't, like, make, like, solid invisible. Rules. Yeah, okay, let's do this. We're gonna delete the stuff. So we have a general idea, and I can go back and, you know, recreate it using the stream if I really need to. It's not that big of a deal. But rather, Shift R. Okay. Okay. That's something we can do. All right, we're gonna go back to the tile set, and we're gonna make a section specifically for our int grids. So this is gonna be for solids. We'll just go with like, this is taking me back, but let's just go with something like this. That indicates solidity. That's fine. We'll just go with that. Go back to rules, make a new group. This is gonna be just visibility. Make it solid. Select this guy. And we have to place it. Okay. So now this indicates like, oh yeah, you can't stand here, right? Cool. Let's add another tile layer. And so we're just gonna do this the old school way. Tiles, cool. Give me like this. We can hide or wait, yeah, single layer mode. Give me some of this. Give me some of this right here. Give me that. Boom, boom. Give me this. Boom, boom. Put that there. Put this here. Give me these guys. Give me this. So this is what we were going for, basically. Yeah, there we go. And then this can go up like, we'll put this here. Actually, we just need this, yeah. I mean, just immediately done. I don't quite remember, what's the cheat sheet here? So I know holding Alt allows you to duplicate all selected elements. Okay, Control Alt. Okay, so this maybe, and then Control Alt. There we go. We can move this down here. Boom, boom. All right, cool. So that's it. Let's go back and see if it properly works here. Let's initialize our reflex. All right, looks like it, and we have that stuff showing here. You see the solidity blocks. So we can actually go back to the level and just basically say like, if layer dot type. Oh, it's rendered. Oh yeah. Hold on. This is cool because it's one thing to make an idea and make like, oh yeah, this is an importer or whatever, but like to actually use it, you stumble upon a lot of the things that you could use when you're actually using the tool. Lachi says, "G'day, new tile editor." Yeah, that's what we're working with LDtk, and I made an importer for LDtk project files, and so we're using that to make a game in Go. Yeah, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna alter the Ableton renderer here so that basically each layer is not just the image, but also the layer to which it references. That way we can more effectively kind of work with it. So let's go back, make sure that we're using, yeah, okay. We're gonna make a thing here, a type, rendered layer struct. It's got the image, but then it also has the layer to which it's pointing. We don't actually have to make a function for that. Instead of that, it's going to be a rendered layer. There we go. Here. Okay. Clear. Let me actually do this in the correct place. Oh wait, actually I don't have to do this here actually anymore. Let's go back and do this there. Lachi says, oh neat, what engine in Go? I'm using Ableton. Oh, LDtk, Go. There we go. Dispose. yeah, we just layer.image.dispose. This is now a pointer to rendered layers. New layer. New layer. All right, that's good. Draw image, tile. Right. Render, okay. So after this, we basically want to do like we want to do something like sorry, I had to sneeze. What we want to do here is we want to do rendered layers length er rendered layers -1 dot layer equals this, right? Because we don't actually pass. Or I guess I could just do this: set tile set layer, and then we can rename this from set tile set to like begin layer. Or wait, let's do it like that. Begin layer. Then we can remove this because the layer doesn't have the. No, it doesn't. Okay. I could do that. Does layer have width? It has cell width. All right. Well, I'm thinking about stuff. Layer. And then there we go. All right. That should basically be it. I think we're good. Begin layer, begin layer. Yeah. So changes, but good ones. And then when we go over to the example, we should be good to simply render draw image layer dot image. The layer that was rendered down. Used. Okay, that should be good. All right, so I think we're good. Let's go ahead and run this example. I don't think that'll work. Yeah, it won't. See the example. All right. All right, we're good. We good. So now let's go back. And now with this change, we should be more able to do this kind of a thing, which basically we go back, we're good, right? We're rendering, everything's fine. But we still have these bad squares that we don't want to render. So we can just say, okay, so if layer dot layer, I guess we could just call it like render tile. Okay, so we say if tile render dot layer dot, and then we can look specifically for the type, and we say the type, or we could just do this: layer dot identifier is equal to solids. Then we could just make it so that it doesn't render. Boom. We go back to LDtk. We rename this. Rename this layer from solids. We'll just name it solid. Oh, yeah, solid, that's fine. entities solids. That's fine. We'll just call it solids. That's fine. All right, so that should be fine. And we can actually place this on top so it's always visible. There we go. Yeah. Go back, and we can just say if it's not equal to solids, and we're good. Yeah. Nice and simple. Joshua Confidant says hello, hello. So now we don't have to worry. We have things to work with. Now we can actually make our game. Whoa, that's crazy. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we just want to be able to like land on stuff, right? So I'm gonna just do this in Resolve for now. I can always change it later if necessary. So we'll do this like this. We won't need X and Y anymore. Let me actually, no, like this will work. This will be the player. He's a box, right? Rectangle. Okay. So he's gonna be he's gonna have a rectangle, and we're gonna define it here. All right, it's finding the package. Does not contain. Oh wait. Oh wait, no. Let's see. Not contain package. I thought I had a bug with this that someone else solved, so thank you for that, and committed a pull request that I thought resolved it. Did it not? This is weird. Let me see. Let me try this. Oh, did I? No, wait, hold on. What is going on? Let me see what's going on with my resolve. I think it's a local problem. Let me see. I just want to make sure I'm on master. Let's pull. Oh, what? Wait. Can I, yeah, I need discard. I just want to make sure I'm starting from scratch here, from fresh. Yeah, I think that's probably part of the problem. Because my... No, is that... that shouldn't be part of the problem. Let's see. Let's see. Richard Ashkettle says, are you using a collision layer in LDtk or are you doing collisions in another way? I'm using a layer, basically, yeah. Joshua says, actually my last name is pronounced exactly like the word, confident. Oh, okay. Apologies. Confident, okay. Afix says, to be honest, I've been following Iquia for a while now. What prompted the change from an alien character to a human one? He's all in Iquia. They've always been an alien. He's always. Oh, do you mean like when I was like first making it? Well, he's supposed to be like, you know, what's the word? like, you know, infiltrating, not infiltrating human society, but he's kind of supposed to be like looking like a human. Like he's supposed to look like a human so he can talk to people and kind of gain their trust and learn more about humanity. It would be weird if he just looked like an alien on Earth. People would think he's an alien. So that's kind of the idea. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with resolve here. I'm gonna try to kind of wipe it in. Where's, well, yeah, why do I have an empty resolve folder in here? Let's see. I don't know if this will work, but let's see. Yeah, this capital S, capital L, that's kind of weird. Even though that is my username on GitHub. Like, this is correct, but I don't feel like this was always the case. I feel like it used to be lowercase. All right, well, maybe I'm just misremembering. Let's go back and see if we can get this back up and running. All right, so yeah, maybe, no, yeah, SolarLoon with a lowercase s and lowercase l. I'm gonna make it consistent. Let's go back to resolve. And get this working correctly. There we go. What I'm gonna do next, what I'm gonna do next is go back over here and go to go.mod, and we're gonna replace with this version. All right, so I think that should kind of help us out here. We go back to the player. Resolve. I don't know, you figure it out. You figure it out, come on. Go, you do it. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, there it goes. All right, we're good. It found it. All right, so, and that's December 6th. Okay, that's recently. So that's, it looks like it's working correctly, at least should be. All right, so new rectangle. All right, we're good. So we just want, like, give us a 16 by 16 rectangle for now. And then we want to use that for our translation. So we translate by like player.rect.x. We want the float 64 version of these. Yeah. Oh, it's because I was wondering why this wasn't working. Okay. All right. So that should kind of get us started. All right. There's our dude. He's moving. All right. So next, I think I'm still going to keep the X and Y values. Now this is where it gets awkward because resolve currently basically works with just integer values, and that's part of the reason why that's something I would like to fix. Yeah, so I need to fix that. That is like, if I fix that and then added a little bit of the changes that I've been researching and working with, it would be better. But this is fine. For now, this is fine. I'll get this hopefully up and running and smoother moving forward. But for now, this is okay. So I think what we want to do next is we want to be able to fall, right? So let's do that. Let's just say plus equal 1. All right, so he's falling. Now we want to have speeds. So speed x, speed y. That's going to be floats, actually. And so we want to add to that, speed y. Y plus equal 0.5. 32, okay. All right, cool. We want to multiply this by delta time, which is in here. I think, is it get frame time, or there's a way to determine like the frame time in Ableton. Is it? Is it current FPS? It might be current TPS. This is ticks per second, right? Yeah. Returns the current ticks per second that represent how many update functions is called in a second. Okay. So the delta time is basically 1 over this. So let's make a function for this in our game struct. That basically will make this kind of a single place to get this value. DT. All right. Then, and this isn't just clocked? Yeah. Okay. So this doesn't seem to be TPS. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the current TPS is. Yeah. Okay. Good. So it's an actual like value. It's not just like a hard-coded thing. It's not just a hard-coded like it's constant. All right, so we're good. We're grooving. So we don't need this. We can just say we need a level though, because we want to be able to add it to a level. And so level, say times level. We'll just say dt, and then dt here is going to be p.level.game.dt. We can put this here, and now we're good. Afix says, wouldn't speed y technically be gravity? It is gravity. Well, speed y is just a variable, and we're putting gravity, which is 0.5 pixels per frame. We're putting that value into speed y, that is gravity, but speed y is just a vertical speed or horizontal speed for speed x. Now we need to change this value because we're working with delta time. So instead of 0.5, it's going to be like 30. Right, and we need to change new player to actually pass the level, which means we can't put it here because there equals new player level, because the level variable isn't constructed yet. All right. He was flickering at the beginning because DT was like super small, I guess, or super big. So let's go ahead and see if we can kind of fix that. We'll go back over here. I don't like that. We'll just name it like that. Actually, let's name it Delta. There we go. Let's see what this is first. Did I not rename it? Oh, I have to save it? Okay. It's infinite. Okay. So we basically say like if return dt equals this, if dt is greater than I don't know what, maybe like 1, then dt is 1. We're just gonna cap it arbitrarily, but that's fine. So at least I'm not sure if in is that a math.in. Isinf. Here we go. Isinf reports whether f is an infinity according to sign. Okay, so we want to know if dt is infinity, then we just will return 0. So basically, it won't like spaz out. It proceeded to spaz out. That's fine. All right. In any case, this is working the way it should. Delta timing, doing that is just one of the things that delta timing does before the timing stabilizes. But this is good. So he's falling. We're good. What we want to do also now is we want to actually visualize his hitbox if possible. So I believe there is something in Ebiton util, yeah, draw rect. So the screen, we want to draw his rectangle x, y, width, and height. Give us a nice green color. There is no such green color, so we'll just do it ourselves. This would be 0, 255, 0, 255. Okay. This needs to be float 64 all over the place. All right. Yo, there's the hitbox. Cool. It would be nice if we didn't have to, yeah. If we could draw the rectangle a little bit differently, that's fine though. We'll just make it slightly transparent so we can see it, but not so that it obscures the screen. Okay, we're good, we're good. We want to make rects for basically everything else that you can interact with, that you can touch. So we're going to be doing that next. We're going to do that in the level class. So we're just going to do something like this. We're going to say create geometry. And we want to make a space. Yeah, resolve that space. We're good. Yeah, that's annoying. So resolve that space. Let's see. So we want to make a new space. Yeah, that's annoying. All right, let's see. I'm gonna switch up the music a little bit. Let's switch it up to something else. Another classic banger. All right, so we got a new space, and so we're gonna be adding objects to that space. The player's his rectangle needs to go there, so we're gonna do that here. Player.level. Can I get some autocomplete, please? No? Okay, well. Can I get a save? Can your boy save his file, please? Doesn't like that because wrong type for method is colliding. Pardon me? What? It's colliding shape. Rectangle. Yeah, it's colliding shape. What is it? What does it think I'm trying to do? Space. This is interesting. Let's see. Wait, that works. Why does it think this is incorrect? It's gosh. I swear. All right, we're good. I think we're good. I don't know why. I think it's taking a long time to save because it's like tripped up on the capital S, and it's just like it doesn't understand it. So I'll have to publish that and fix a variety of other things. But this is fine. For now, this should be fine. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're going to create geometry for each object, each square that we placed. We're gonna turn all of these basically into squares. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and go back, and we're going to say L.level, or no, L.space, add our blank integer range L.LDtk dot 0 layers identifier solids, yeah, solids, grid, yeah, I thought that might be the case. I never, well, okay. Oh wait, do I have, all right, let's do it like this. What's this? All right, so we're gonna make basically a rectangle. Oops. And that's gonna be resolve.new rectangle, and that's going to be integer.position 0. But it needs to be an int32. Same thing here for position 1, and then for the width and height, it should be solids dot. I thought that this had like, I thought I added width and height here. Did I not? Grid size? Grid size. Okay. Okay, so that should basically do it. We're gonna move this code that draws his debug thing. We're gonna move that out of there and move this here. We're gonna say for blank rect and range L.space. We're just gonna do that. For now, we're just gonna hard just fix this, but in truth, you know, it could have other shapes, but this is fine for now. All right. Cannot use screen. Yeah, this thing's tripping. Let's see. Cannot use screen type this as this. Do I have to do this? No. Let's see. This is interesting because basically everything util is a package specifically designed for, you know, utility functions and things like that. But it's, oh, I probably need to do this. Let's try that. Please save. I'm not sure why this is slow when it comes to saving. It's normally not this slow. Please. Please save. Bruh, let's see. Found, but does not contain package. What? Yeah, go to there. What are you? I guess it needs to be this. I don't know, man. I think part of it is. Oh wait, let me try a couple things. Firstly, I'm just gonna try reloading the window. I don't think that's. Yeah, let me try just like basically restarting it and seeing if that kind of helps things out. Does it? It does not. Oh, it kind of did. Yeah. Okay. Maybe there's a memory leak or something going on. All right, here we go. All right, so we still got our guy. He's still drawing. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we're not calling him create geometry. Okay, so we want to call level.create geometry. All right, good. So we got a whole bunch of rectangles there. Position. What? It's strange. It should be. Why are the positions 0, 0? Let's see. Let's see. Integer. Okay, so I'm setting the integer positions here. Why is it blank? Solids. Let's do some debugging. So I'm gonna go ahead and set a breakpoint there. And see if I can't debug it. Okay, so LDtk, we have a level. There's 3 layers. The first one is solids, the second one is tiles, and the third one is entities. Okay, so solids is on top. There's 26 integers here. Yeah, all these positions are just not, they're not filled out. That's really weird. I wonder why. Solids. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. There's 26 objects on this grid, but there's not 26 objects in the actual result. I mean, well, there is 26 objects, yeah, but I mean, like, they're all at 0, 0. Why is that the case? Is it not? Huh. Let me do a quick check here. Yeah, they're all 0, 0. It's weird. Okay, let me go ahead and check this. Let's see. Grid values. Yeah, okay, here we go. Chord ID V. Oh. Maybe okay. Maybe something changed. Let's see. I thought I remember testing this. Maybe I just didn't test it. Okay, JSON, or not position, but rather JSON on the ID. This should be board ID like that. Yeah. Okay, that's better. These positions are in cells though. That's weird. Let's see. Okay, so we want to multiply this by their grid size. Okay, now this is working. All right, now if we go back over here, we should be good. There we go. There we go. So you can see the green boxes indicating the, indicating the area where you can't stand. All right, next thing to do is we're going to make it so that the player can't like phase through. So go back to player. We're gonna just go ahead and check to see. We're gonna see move equals p dot level dot space dot resolve. Right. Yeah, speed x, speed y. Actually, we're gonna separate these two separate. X. All right. We say this returns a collision. Yeah. We say call it and pull dot gliding t dot speed y is 0. Y equals col dot. All right, so that should get us to land on it. Oh. Yeah, times dt. I forgot. All right, all right. Oh, we plus equal. This is the distance to resolve. I forgot. So I think that should basically, yeah. Yeah, we're good. Perfect, okay. I mean, you know, obviously his sprite is offset, but that's fine. That's fine. This is fine for a start. So we just want to basically offset his sprite. So we can do that by basically, I mean, he's dead center, so if we just, is it 16 by 16? Yeah, so we can just basically offset it like, we'll just hard code it for now. I think that should get it roughly in the right place. Nope, what about 8? What about 8? Better. Still not perfect, but better. So the right way to do this, in my opinion, or a way to do this, is to basically make a slice in here that basically determines his hitbox, which would be like roughly around there. And then like when we load the data for like his animations and his slice, you know, information as well, it would position the hitbox around his body, which would be good. But this is fine. Let's make it so that you can toggle the debug rendering on or off. That would probably be good to put in the level, I suppose. Well, we'll put it in game because there might be more to it, right, than just level rendering. So we'll make it so that if you press F1, equals not g.debug. And then level can do this if l.game.debug. Alright, so now we should be good to, yeah, turn it on or off as necessary. We'll need a camera as well, but for now, first, let's make so that you can at least move around a little bit. So if everything.is key pressed. For now, we're gonna hard code these keys. There actually. And we're just gonna go boop, bonk, yes. Or rather, actually, we're just gonna copy this. And it's gonna be speed adds that this way. Let's see. Let's just do this like this. Oh, that's not gonna work. We need this, this, and that. Okay. It's not working. Oh, it's because it's 1. It should be like 30 and something. Well, let's make it like 60, I guess. Okay, so this is definitely a start. Please. Yeah, there's something weird going on here. Is it? Okay, he's way too fast. He's way too fast, but this is definitely on the right track. That's actually, yeah. Why is he so fast? Hold on. Because this is dividing dt, right? I thought dt was like, it should be like a tiny, yeah. Alright, well anyway, there's our guy. He's moving around. That's cool. Let's do even more work. Let's make a camera. Now, how we're gonna do this, how we're gonna do a camera is a little bit different because I have to think about it. We can offset. Let's see. Yeah. So I think what we'll do. Do we just change? Yeah. Yes. I guess we'll. Let me think. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. I think in order to make a camera, well, I've done this before, and it's just basically offsetting it by the camera's position, or offset, or whatever. But it's like, do I want to do that? There's no other way to do it. Yeah, I mean, not for now, at least. Yeah, okay, I think we're good. So we're just gonna offset it by the camera, which is going to be the levels camera. Yeah, okay. Alright, camera. Actually, should we store a thing on there? I guess we should. Set. Let's do that for now. Camera. Alright, and then we just want to basically offset this by the camera. Okay. Alright, and then we want to just lock the camera onto it, so onto the player. So we'll just take it and do something like this. We'll make it so that the camera actually has a target. Yeah, we'll just do it like that, and then we'll make the camera update. Now, in order for this to work, it can't be just an interface. It has to be something that returns the position of the object, the center point. So, what we'll do, we'll just make something like cam targetable. We'll make a interface like that, which basically returns a X and a Y. I guess we'll just make it return the position. Something like that. And so update, okay. So we say if, oh, this actually is supposed to be, if camera.target is not equal to nil, then we set the offset X to be target. Let's see. This should be a cam targetable. So now anything that implements position can be set to be the target, the camera's target. So position equals camera.target.position, and we just set the offset to be negative position divided by 2, or something like this. Oh, who's next? It's 5. This is float 64. Give me a float 64. Alright, so this is better and better. We don't need update, huh? We do have update. Okay. So l.camera.update. Okay. So now when we do this, create camera. Yeah. Okay. So we're just gonna do something like this. Level.camera.target equals level.player. This isn't going to work because the player doesn't have position, the position function. So we'll add this here. Yeah, actually this floats. I forget. Actually, it should be probably like center. Which means we can go back to camera and rename it to center. Alright, and so we want to add width to. Or wait, is there a. There is, okay. We can just do this. Alright, not working, but that's to be expected. I think, yeah, that's what we're doing. I forgot to say it. But we're almost there. Okay, this is working better. Now here's the problem. Actually, why is... Oh, I see. Right. So this is actually working correctly. There's just a couple of issues here. Firstly, we want to subtract the overall, basically, size of the viewport. So let's go back to game, and we want to make a function that returns the size of the game. Which I guess we could just use layout, because that's... Well, no. We want something specifically for this. You know what? Let's just store it in a variable. We don't have to make a function that does this. Width, height are both 32s. Okay. 320, height 160, 69, 180. And then we want to return game.width, game.height. Alright, and then when we go back to the camera, we want to subtract this by camera. We need the game instance. So game. Game.width. Divided by 2. Okay. So this is almost there. We just need to move this out here. Actually, I guess it'd probably be better if we just pass the level. That just feels a little bit cleaner, a little bit more consistent. Alright, so I think we're good. Let's go ahead and see if we are. Alright. Not quite. I think, hold on. I think it should be actually plus. That is correct. That's correct. We just have to move the player when he draws, but that's correct. Let me also do one last thing before I forget. Let's get rid of that. Save. Okay. Alright. Let's just go to the player, and we're basically up and running. We just have to go ahead and draw rect. we have to fix that too. But yeah, this translate. This is what we're looking for. Go back to player. We can just smush that in there. Rifle. And we're good. I think that's it. Yo, let's go. You can just you can brute force your way up areas, which is fine for now. I think, wait, why is this happening actually? You shouldn't be able to do that. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, this wasn't made for float values. That's why we're running into some problems there. So I gotta fix that. That's something I need to fix with Resolve. But hey, this is working. Like, you know, we got our tiles in, we got our guy in, we can walk around. Once I fix the problem with floats, he'll be colliding fine, and we have a nice little start. This is a nice little start. Alright, well, I've been running on empty food-wise for a while, so I think it's about time for me to grab something to eat, but it'd be interesting to see where this is next time I do this stream, because there's quite a few things that we want to do. Resolve floats. Yeah, that's really the only thing. Is just resolve floats. I'm just gonna make a document and leave that there as a reminder for me, because that's something that's kind of painfully missing. But everything else is working pretty good, and we managed to make a lot of progress both on this game as well as the LDtk Go importer, which is always a good thing, always a upside. And yeah. This is shaping up. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I've been SolarLoon. Aaron says excellent content as always, Solar. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side next time. Probably like maybe Tuesday, next Tuesday. Give myself some time. But yeah, next Tuesday I should be coming back with something else. All right, well. It's been real. I'll catch you guys on the flip side, and thank you for watching. And if you do want to support my game development and my work here on my channel, please feel free to check out my link in the description to Master Plan, which is a nice project planning tool that I'm sure I'll be using pretty heavily in the days coming forward if I keep working on this, or not. I still use it pretty heavily. I still use it sometimes for things that are very visual, and that's really the focus of the tool. So yeah, I'd appreciate it, and otherwise I'll catch you guys on the flip side. See ya.